Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a story time video. Hopefully this is kind of interesting. There's been a lot of these videos going around on YouTube and I wanted to try and film one and see if it turned out okay. Cause, I don't know, I'm not that interesting, but there's just stupid little stories of me from when I was young that I guess I could share. But for this video I'm going to be talking about times I've gotten in trouble at school. And I'm going to tell two stories. The first one isn't that exciting, but the second one's a little worse. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. Okay, so the first story I have takes place in, I think it was, 7th grade. Me and I think it was just two other people. We're in a group project for an assignment we had in history, and we got assigned a project where we had to we had to research something and then kind of, I guess, demonstrate what we learned through you could do a poster, write a script and film it, which is what we did, or you could just make something that showed that you learned something and explain it. Anyway, my group had to research, I don't remember what, but we decided to make a script about it and we filmed it. So we got a camera from our teacher. It was just, I didn't think it was that nice of a camera. It was just a little tiny camcorder. We were running a little behind on the project, so we were filming during lunchtime, I believe. So we had to go to class at lunch and work on the project during lunch, and I don't know, seemed fine. But then we realized we needed something, so we just left all our stuff, the camera, the battery, we just left it sitting in the hall. That was very dumb of us because we needed to go get something. We just left. We left everything there assuming, oh, nobody's gonna take it. There was nobody up there. In the hall where we were. Nobody was walking by, and I don't know, we just didn't think anything of it. So we left. And then the bell rang for lunch to end. So we were like, oh shoot, we gotta go get our stuff. Don't want anyone to take it. And so we went back eventually. And our camera was missing. Our teacher's camera. It wasn't any of ours, so it was a problem for us to have to figure out where our teacher's camera was. That had been stolen by a little middle schooler. Pretty sure it was a little 6th grader because it was in a 6th grade pod. We had these pods, I guess. It wasn't really a hall, but it was a big room and other rooms were attached to it. I don't really know how to explain it any better. But we just left our camera there and I guess someone took it. That's really nice of them. So we were like, okay, well, we're gonna make posters, we're gonna figure this out, try to find it, ask teachers if they know where it is, if any of their students had this and brought it to them, go in the office, see if someone brought it to the lost and found or something. But our camera was just gone. So that was a problem. So we had to tell our teacher eventually, obviously, after we couldn't find it. So we had to tell our teacher. And she was not happy. She does this thing, or she did this thing, where if you were in trouble for something, she'd have you stay for 5 minutes at lunch to I don't know, do whatever in her class, maybe help her clean, just chill there, so it took away from your lunchtime. So that's what we got. That was our punishment. But she was like, if you don't find my camera, you guys get lunch detention. And never found it. Never, ever found it, ever. So we got lunch detention, and I don't remember her ever checking up. She told us to go to lunch detention, but she never followed up or had anyone check to see if we went to detention, so I feel like we just kind of went there for no reason, which kind of annoying. But this girl in my group was like, okay, well, we lost her camera, so I think I'm just gonna buy her a new one. And so this girl bought her a brand new camera. I don't think it was too expensive because the camera we borrowed wasn't that nice, but it resembled the other one. But she bought her a new one and gave it to her hoping she'd be happy that we got her another one, but the teacher was just totally rude about it and was just like, I don't remember what she said, but she was just not happy, even though we gave her a brand new camera better than the one she had before. But yeah, out of losing that, I mean, we deserved detention, I guess. We kind of left our stuff laying in the hall. So that part was on us, but I don't know, we made an effort to try to find it. The girl made an effort to buy her a new one, but the teacher was still annoyed. We all ended up switching out of that class because the teacher kind of hated us at that point. I'm sorry, that story was probably not that exciting, but this one is a little more interesting. Oh, I hate myself for it. Whatever. I'm different now. I'm just gonna put that out there before I explain it. Okay. So, in 4th grade, me and this guy sat next to each other, and there was this other guy at our table. Like, we had some table groups. I think there were like 6 people at a table, and it was like me, a guy, girl, some other person, another guy, I don't know. Anyway, this guy on the end, like over on the end, not the one sitting next to me, was being like really irritating for some reason, and he was just writing little things on paper and like giving it to like the girls at our table, like saying we're cute and stuff. Or not even that, it was just like, I don't know, but it was just kind of inappropriate at the time. This is 4th grade, if I didn't mention that already. But we were little 4th graders, and I wasn't having it. I was just like, okay, he wasn't being like chill about it. Anyway, me and the guy sitting next to me were just kind of like, okay, well, this is really annoying, and he's kind of being disrespectful to the girls at our table. So we decided to write him a friendly little note. So I have this journal that I found at my house. I don't know where it came from, but I just kind of found it. So the paper was like kind of small and yellow, and I decided to write on that because special paper that nobody else has was such a great idea to write on. So we wrote a little note to him, a friendly little note, saying like, oh, like, you're so stupid, like, meet us at the parking lot, like, 7:59 so we can beat you up. I know, I was in 4th grade. But, you know, that sounds pretty threatening, and I didn't really think much of it. Me and this guy writing it didn't think much of it. But we decided to slip that piece of paper in his locker, and that was it. We didn't think anything of that. We thought everything would be fine. He'd just get it and be like, oh, haha, whatever. But no, he brought it home. His mom found the letter, and she brought it to the principal at school. So obviously they were like, okay, we gotta figure out who's threatening this kid to like beat him up. And yeah. So the teacher was like selecting students and like pulling them into her office and asking them like, so do you know who has this kind of paper? Because it wasn't like normal line paper. It was like a certain like size, like probably that big, like a yellow line with green piece of paper. I don't know why I remember that, but it was just like not a normal piece of paper, and you could tell it was ripped out of a spiral, and I don't know. But anyway, Sarah eventually got pulled into the principal's office, and they were asking the same questions to everyone, like, so whose paper do you think, like, do you know anyone with this kind of paper? And Sarah's like, oh, I think my sister has this paper. Thanks, Sarah. You're a homie. Yeah, Sarah didn't know I wrote this letter, just by the way, so she didn't think anything of it when someone's like, oh, who has this paper? They didn't tell the students why they, like, what the paper was for. They were just like, they showed them the side without the note, I guess, and it was just like, paper, do you recognize it? And Sarah's like, oh yeah, my sister has that. So then obviously they called me in, and they totally like called me out, and I denied it at first. obviously, because I was a stupid little 4th grader. I was just like, no, it wasn't me. And then they called in the guy that wrote the letter with me eventually, and he totally ratted me out. Ow, Zoe. But he totally ratted me out. Ugh. I know it was wrong of me, but like, he was like crying and I was just sitting there like, ugh. I was stupid. That was wrong of me. I didn't know it was wrong at the time. I've changed now. I'm not like that. I don't threaten to beat people up. Look at me. I'm like a little tiny girl. Like, I have no arm muscle. Like, look at that. You can't even see. Like, nothing. Like, I can't beat anyone up. Arm wrestled a 7-year-old and they beat me. Like, I am nothing. I'm harmless, I promise. I'm not that mean. Okay, so those were both of my stories. I hope you found them somewhat interesting. I know they weren't like too crazy. So comment down below if you have any stories of where you were getting in trouble, because I don't know, I feel like it'd be interesting to read those. Like this video if you want. I mean, you don't have to. But yeah. Subscribe. Okay, bye.
Make money, take money, earn, crack money, drugs.